Hey everyone, it's V here, and welcome back to Read and Roam. Look, I still have this photo from the pottery studio. Remember the message I found inside? Even broken things can be beautiful. That message wasn't easy to spot. It was hidden, like a secret waiting to be discovered. And that got me thinking. Stories are like that too. Authors don't always tell us the theme directly. We have to find it. So today, you'll learn how to discover a story's theme, which is the big message that the author wants to share, by looking closely at the main idea and the characters in a story. Let's explore how the main idea, characters, and what the story shows us all work together to help us discover the theme. The main idea tells us what the story is about. The characters show us how people face problems and change. By paying attention to these clues, we can find out the theme or the deeper meaning of the story. Now that we know what to look for, let's jump into a story and see if we can find the clues that lead us to the theme. Listen carefully for details about the main idea, the characters, and the theme the author wants to share with us. Eli stood at the edge of the lake, ready to paddle his canoe. The water sparkled, and birds chirped in the trees. He smiled as the canoe glided forward. Suddenly, bump! The canoe hit a log hidden just under the water. "Oh no," Eli said. It was stuck in the mud. He tried paddling backward. Nothing. He leaned to one side. Still stuck. On a nearby trail, his friends Leo and Max were walking to the fishing dock. "Look, Eli's stuck," Leo said. "I know how to help. Let's use this rope," Max said. "No way, that's a silly idea. We should use that big stick instead," Leo replied. They argued, then each went with their own plan. Max tossed the rope, but Eli couldn't reach it. Leo pushed the stick toward the canoe, but it slipped from his hands. Neither plan worked. Eli was still stuck. Out of breath, Max said, "This isn't working. Should we just work together?" Leo nodded. "Yeah." Max tied the rope to the stick while Leo held it steady. "Grab on, Eli!" they shouted. Eli held tight. Together, they pulled. Slowly, Eli climbed out, muddy but smiling. "Thanks, guys. That was awesome teamwork." We learned last time that the main idea, plot, and theme are very different story parts. First, let's take a look at finding the main idea of the story. Can you write it in 1 to 2 sentences? Pause here and write your idea. The story is mostly about Eli getting his canoe stuck and his friends working together to help him get out. Now, let's dig even deeper to discover the theme and look closely at the plot. The plot is the events in order from beginning to end. Eli gets stuck. His friends argue. They try and fail. Then they work together. Eli is free. Each event is like a puzzle piece. When we put them together, we see what the author is really teaching us. Let's take a closer look at the characters and what they do, because how they handle conflict or change over time can show us the theme. We know that characters often face a problem in stories, the conflict. As they try to solve it, we can notice how they act, what they learn, and how they change because of it. Eli is the main character. He gets stuck in his canoe and needs help. His friends, Leo and Max, each try their own way to rescue him. One uses a rope, the other a stick, but neither plan works. I noticed that Max and Leo make different choices at the beginning of the story, and when they make new choices, they resolve the conflict of Eli's canoe being stuck. What new choice do they make? They decided to work together. Do you think this is a clue to the theme? By combining their tools and teamwork, they pull Eli out. That choice, to cooperate, is what solves the problem and gives us a big clue about the theme of the story. So, what's the theme? With all those clues, we can ask, what's the author trying to teach us? Pause here and record your thoughts. I think the author wants to show us that working together as a team can solve problems better than working alone or arguing. This story teaches us that teamwork makes things easier. It's okay if your idea is a little different. Stories can have more than one good theme because each reader brings their own thoughts and feelings. That's the power of reading. But even with different ideas, our theme should still match what happens in the story. For example, maybe you said something like, working together isn't always easy, but it's the right thing to do. If your idea connects to the events and characters, you're on the right track. You found the deeper meaning. Today, we learned how to find the theme of a story by doing these things. Looking at the main idea, what is the story mostly about, and how does that help us understand what it's really trying to say? Analyzing the characters, who are they? How do they deal with problems? How do they grow? And what can we learn from their journey? When we think about both the main idea and the characters' actions, we can uncover what the author wants us to understand, the theme that lives at the heart of the story. Here's the tricky part. The theme isn't always written out. It's hidden, like a little secret waiting to be found, just like the message inside the pottery. Now that you know how to find a theme, you're building the skills that you will need soon to write your own story with a powerful message. I'll see you soon, everyone, and remember, where there are words, there's a world to explore.
Hey, hey.